On this channel, we speak about wealth building and how you can use your mindset and other different tips and tricks to grow it. But what if I told you that that isn't the particular reason why you're not wealthy? What if I told you you're programmed to be poor? When it comes to the human mind, we don't notice on a daily basis how much information that is actually being absorbed. What if I told you when it came to your finances, you're playing 3-card Monte, you're playing a rigged game, and somehow you're being programmed to actually be poor? In this video, we're going to speak about 3 problems that I see when it comes to this type of programming and different ways that we can take towards accomplishing resolutions so we can get out of this program and start making that money. What is up? I'm Brandon Young. On this channel, I teach you how to make, save, and invest money. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss a beat. Now, when you're looking at someone's success, one of the major things that I tend to look for is I look at their mindset, because having a great mindset is one of the biggest indicators of success. Most of the time, you have those people going around and complaining, but when you take a look at their mindset, what they're doing on a daily basis, as you can see, it doesn't match up where they want to be and what they're actually doing to achieve that goal so they can get to where they want to be. So their mindset is all messed up. Just looking at somebody's mindset is probably one of the biggest things that you can tell if they're going to be successful in life or not. The thing is, we have a lot of gurus going around that believe that mindset and manifestation is the only things that will kind of make you successful, which I don't agree with whatsoever. Yes, being able to manifest and have that mindset to do better is all good and dandy, but if you don't have an actual action plan that you can, step by step do these steps to start to achieve your goals, then you will be right where you started. I wanted to start the video saying that because although mindset is a part of being successful, it is a very minuscule part of being successful. But I do believe that we are definitely programmed from birth to be poor. And here's why. Number 1 is we are programmed by school to be workers. And in a lot of ways, we've been programmed to stay in the same economical class based off the same school system. You see, in most countries, the school system have similar foundations. But people don't realize today that we go to school based off of what happened in Germany over 200 years ago. You see, when we were trying to automate tasks and create products during the Industrial Revolution, they needed people to operate this machinery and do these tasks at hand. For all these factories and machines that were popping up all over the world, they needed people to man them. But they didn't just need people. They needed agreeable people, people that followed tasks, people that were punctual, people that did what they were told and they didn't talk back. And these are the people that they needed to execute these tasks in the factories. Now, does that sound familiar to you? You see, at that time, formal education was only reserved for the rich. But someone in Prussia, which is modern day Germany, came up with the idea to start creating something called factory schools. Now, the government would provide this out for free, as well as the students would learn in a controlled setting. Just a way for them to produce more drones to man these machines as they get older. Now, does this sound familiar to you? Do you think they were offering this education for free for the well-being of the actual person? It was mainly for the labor force to have people to man these machines, obviously. And once the wealthy industrialists started to adopt this, the rest of the world soon followed suit. Now, if you fast forward to now, you can obviously see the school system was not created to create free thinking and create financially rich people. It was obviously created for you to fill mundane jobs within the society. You never found it weird how they never taught you how to balance a checkbook or manage your finances or how to make sure that you are a critical value to your society. We're honestly just taught to be in a box cubicle and listen to what your manager says and follow the task at hand and get the job done. done. And unfortunately, the school system has not changed within the last 200 years. As you can see, I know that I've probably went in the same school system as to you who is similarly watching this video. You've probably been the same school system learning the same old stuff. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not learn anything about finances, entrepreneurship, or creating wealth outside of school. All of that was on my own accord, learning on my own time, doing my own research. None of that was ever learned in school. But although I can say that we're not trying to breed factory workers at this very point, and we do have a lot of jobs to choose from at this day and age, I can honestly say the blueprint for working from learning at school has not really changed. It's usually get an education, go to college, get a job, stay at that job for your whole entire life, be an asset to that company, retire and die. Does that not sound familiar to you? Because it's one of the same things my parents and my family members have taught me for my whole life and told me this is the way, this is the blueprint, follow it. The education system is still breeding paycheck to paycheck workers, and we honestly have to fix that. Number 2 is media programs you to be poor. Have you ever noticed the presentation of rich people in a lot of cartoons? Have you noticed that usually the super rich person is always the villain in any of the shows that you tend to watch? And then you usually have the good Samaritan that's usually the good, honest person, you know, similar to Robin Hood, stealing for the rich, giving to the poor. There's always that negative stigma when it comes to this rich person that they're super rich and wealthy because they had to beat somebody out, they had to do something bad to get to where they were. You don't know how many times I see it in my community when somebody is doing well for themselves and they're wealthy. If their money isn't by the means of entertainment or sports, they feel like that money is made fraudulently and that person had to do something very bad to obtain that money. It's crazy that like we watch all these cartoons, these movies, these shows, but we don't realize how it kind of programs these thoughts in our head. Number 3 is a belief program when it comes to money. I know for a fact that you had people that you grew up around that always argued about money. This could have been your parents, this could have been family members, this could have been friends, but you had to be in that situation at least once. And frequently they always spoke negatively about money without realizing that makes you grow up with a negative connotation about money. They often say that the environment that you grow up in shapes your future. And obviously there's going to be many factors where there are people that break out of that and they don't fall into the actual environment, but majority of the time when it comes down to your environment, it shapes the way you think, the things that you do, etc., etc. That's why I love the quotes, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, because it's so true. Oftentimes it depends on your environment, and then the friends that you keep, you'll usually mimic all of those things and the things that they're doing. So if you tend to be with wealthy people all the time, hanging out with them, doing and mimicking everything they do, you will tend to be wealthy just from following them, hanging out with them all the time. If that makes sense to you. Now, Brandon, I'm going through this, you know, all of this information is making a lot of sense. I'm ready to break the cycle. What do I need to do now? One thing that I can say honestly helped me tremendously was reprogramming my whole brain and the way that I thought. Earlier in life, I did follow a lot of my mom's thoughts and beliefs, as well as my dad when it came to money, you know, going through that whole go to school, get a job, save that bread, and, you know, save what you can here and there. But I knew that wasn't gonna get me where I needed to be. So I knew that I had to reprogram the way I was thinking, reprogram the way I'm making my money, saving my money, investing my money. The way I did that was by turning off Netflix, turning off all them shows, stop playing basketball and all those things so much, and really focusing on my future, really focusing on the information that I'm taking in, because that has a lot to do with where you're going in life. If you tend to, let's say, read more books and watch more podcasts or listen to more podcasts that have to do with finances, you start to become more financially independent and you start to learn a lot more about finances. And lo and behold, you'll start to implement those things self-consciously because they're in the back of your brain, because you're listening to it on a daily basis. The other thing that you may not want to hear is you may need to change your actual environment. You have to start hanging with people that are like-minded and are trying to get the same place as you. If you are the only one in your group that is looking to better themselves, to improve on their life, but you have your friends here that are kind of content and satisfied where they are, no matter how much you try to get up here, they will keep pulling you down to their level because they're not trying to be up there with you. And the only way to elevate is to find other people to elevate with you. Now, I'm not in any shape and form telling you to cut off your day ones, but you gotta distance yourself from them a little bit and try to keep improving. And you also gotta let it be known, I'm trying to be up here in life. Listen, I love you, my bro, you my sis, but if you're not trying to be up here with me, like, I don't know if I could be friends with you. I don't know if we could, be cool. So like, what's up? Because, I'm trying to be successful. I want you to be successful. Lay your cards on the table, tell them like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of times they will appreciate you thinking about them, appreciate you trying to elevate them along with you. So, you'll know who your real friends is by just saying that to them. Other thing is, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you see that everybody in the room is always trying to come to you for advice. Most of the time, you got to find another room because you want to never try to be the smartest person in the room. You always want to continually keep learning and keep elevating and getting better. And you do that by going into different rooms and learning a lot of information from different people. That's just how you elevate. That's how you get better. And like I said earlier in the actual video, a lot of you are buying courses, you're doing the work, you're reading the books, you're getting the actual financial information, which is great. You're changing your mindset, but mindset without an action plan or any form of action is just a waste. You're wasting your time. So when you actually get this information and you're trying to change your life, go ahead, implement it and try to do better with that information, all right? But for a lot of you, I don't fault you for a lot of your mindsets and the way that you think. It was programmed inside of you from birth. But ultimately, over time, I'm gonna blame you because yes, you can be born into a situation and you can have these thoughts in your head when you're younger, but as time goes on, you do have the opportunity to change the way you think, the way that you are living, your environment. You have the ability to change that and do better. So what are you gonna do with that? If you found this video helpful and interesting, be sure to go and leave a like and go subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this one. This is like my first time doing a type of video like this, so let me know if you like this type of content and I'll create more like it. Go subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.